everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section. I will find them. Do love your questions and comments. Keep them coming. However, if you are pro-MAGA or pro-Trump or anything along those lines, don't bother leaving a comment, because all that'll happen is that you'll just get hidden, which means that you are contributing to my channel, but nobody can hear you. So not even worth bothering. Okay, entertainment only. What I'm going to have a look at in this particular reading is, usually I just use a name, but I cannot resist today. I'm going to have a look at Cockwombul and Shady to see whether either or both or none will be on the ticket when it comes to election time. So I absolutely thrilled to, one of my beautiful viewers pointed out to me that this is the year of the wood dragon, January 24 through to end of January 25, year of the wood dragon. And it was also year of the wood dragon the year that Kamala was born. So this is her year. This is absolutely the year where she's coming into her own. So, bring on the dragon. Okay, what I want to have a look at is, so what happened is that, and I will be adamant about this, Trump did not want J.D. Vance as his VP. Trump wanted Lara Trump if he was going to have anybody at all. I mean, here he is. He's trusted Lara Trump with the money that is being siphoned into his accounts from the RNC. And as all mob bosses, they want to keep it in the family. So he had J.D. Vance, Shady Vance thrust upon him by the puppet masters behind the scenes, those behind the curtain changing the scenery. But has he turned out to be a disaster, absolute disaster, Shady Vance. So let's have a look. And to be honest, in regards to the post I put in the community section about Cockwomble, look it up if you want to know what the meaning is. A few of my beautiful viewers have put the meaning in the comment section as well. I personally, even though I am squeaky white, I am of Scottish, English and Scandinavian heritage. So technically I am multicultural, multiracial. So just the comments that he comes out with, especially at that journalist panel, was just absolutely shake my head. So one is not forced to identify as one particular culture when one belongs to many cultures. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got 8 days, I believe, until the Ohio ballot needs to be locked in and printing starts in earnest, which is why the Democrats are bringing forth, prior to the DNC, nomination of the President VP positions. Let's have a look. We've got 8 days till the Ohio ticket deadline. That's going to be interesting when one either Shady or Cockwomble fall off the ticket, as to what the highly Republican Ohio are going to do. But let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at J.D. Vance first up. So show me J.D. Vance using my triple weight tarot. Is J.D. Vance going to be the vice president nominee? Is Shady Vance, old yeah, won't mention the couches. Shady Vance. Will Shady Vance, J.D. Vance, be the vice president nominee? Okay, I will be back. Okay. These are what have thrown out. And the first one is, this one fell out and fell face up, and he's the first one that flew out. It's turning into a nightmare situation as the selling points of Shady are literally dripping before their eyes. So, yeah, he's turning into a nightmare situation. Now, these two came next. So this one's on top, so I'll pull this one next. Challenged by independent women. Oh, yes, bring it on. I was going to say challenged by women that are very comfortable with their position. I'm very much about, I know the by rote meanings, but I'm very much drawn to the pictures. We've got here the peregrine with the red hood on. And I'm really feeling, when I'm talking about the Republican Party with their feathering, their nest, etc., often this isn't listening to the people. But the vibes I'm getting from this today is about independent women and men that support independent women, ergo Kamala's partner Doug, and Barack Obama, and the likes of those sorts of men who know their masculinity and know their worth and don't feel that they have to put anybody down to claw their way up. This is very much about the powerful independent women. I think they've got the GOP captured and hooded, or Shady captured and hooded, because that's who I'm looking at the moment. He made the derogatory comment. I actually belong on Facebook to a closed group. What is it called? Childless Cat Ladies for Democracy, something along those lines. And it is just women coming out everywhere, sharing photos of their cats, basically. Yeah, he has really unleashed this extra sector of independent women who have them by the short and curlies. And to be the way it goes is you own it. So if there's a derogatory comment made, you own it. The GOP could learn a lesson from that by, now that they're being called weirdos. Strange how the actual word weirdos is cutting through. But yeah, when you turn up at a rally with a sanitary pad on your ear and a adult diaper on over your pants, well, yeah, it's a bit weird, really. So, but if they own the term weirdo, then it would have a lot more power. But what's happened is they've gone all pearl clutching. Well, childless cat ladies, we've owned it. So, foundation of this reading, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Mercenary. Could also be upside down. I'm not sure which way this came out. I don't usually read upside down, so I'll read it up the right way, the Mercenary. However, he's not moving forward in this particular image. The money's not coming in that they thought it would. He is the mercenary prepared to go whichever way pays the best. This is the energies that Shady is stewing in. At the back, in the past, we've got the Ace of Cups. It's about a new partnership, an emotionally overwhelming situation, and that brings about a new partnership. So this was him being named vice president nominee. But the energy over all of this is the greed, addiction, devilish, just ghastly, the name calling, the you name it, energy over the top at the moment. So this is what is pressing down on him. Chained himself to the devil. And the devil is a combination of Peter Thiel and Donald Trump and what was his name? Kevin Roberts, I think, if I glance back. Kevin Roberts, Elon Musk, you name it. That he chained himself to this devil energy. The immediate future, he find himself off the ticket. Desolation, out in the cold, abandoned, kicked out from the warm inner sanctum. Going to catch him by surprise. So externally, it's going to catch him by surprise. Internally, here's the higher powers, the powers that be, internally taking action. Do not be surprised if JD Vance is not on the ticket when it comes to 8 days' time in Ohio. Hopes and fears. The Ace of Swords, the sword cutting through the crown, the truth coming forward. Is it something to be feared? All this truth that's coming out. And one of these truths is also we've got some men of a particular age coming forward and publicly stating that they had dated Shady via like a grinder type uh, in the sort of their late teens, early 20s, or something along that line. So there's some truths coming forward here that are to be feared by the Shady Vance camp. Uh, Being stopped, being paused, being sacrificed, the partnership very possibly dissolving, as you've got one figure here reaching for the cup of the other, potentially to take it back. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. She's very much about security, protection. Yes, secrets. Secrets coming to the surface, being revealed, lunacy, about, I'm going to say about stability. I'm not going to say Shady Vance is unstable. Might be Trump that's unstable, but I think it's about okay. Dave from Tarot by the Bay has this as his morals and ethics cards, Pentacles as well. It's almost, okay, what I'm getting here is the morals and ethics that he was presenting to women it's not working. It's not working. He was a poor choice. It's coming to the surface that it's not working. He was a poor choice as this past of his is being fully exposed. And the poorness of the choice is being fully exposed. And is this Shady? Sorry, if you hear my guides, let me know. I'm wondering whether this is Shady or Trump or the GOP or the MAGAs or those behind. They do not like what is being presented, what is on offer. They had these choices here, and the one they chose, the star, is a falling star, a shooting star, and they're not liking it. I'm just going to say, we've got on the base, we've got the Knight of Cups. Beware the false knight bringing false offers. There will be a difficult decision to be made, because do they move to plan B? Do they try and improve? Do they stick with what they've got? But then we've got a Tower moment. We've got the Two of Wands, again, a decision that needs to be made. And we've got the walking away, the new start, because they're trying to pour from cup to save it, but I don't think there's any saving. The oligarchs are not liking what's on display, and I think they might attempt to choose somebody else. Okay, do not be surprised at all if Shady Vance is off the ticket in 8 days' time. And it's because he was a poor choice. They didn't vet him properly. Well, when I say they, who is they? He was put up by the scenery changes that are going on that are frantically working behind the curtain while Trump's out the front. No, all this truth that's coming out, it's going to bring an ending. So I do not think Shady's going to be on the ballot. He may be on it in 8 days, but he won't be on it by the election. Because 8 days might be a bit quick, but it's almost like they didn't do the vetting properly. All this stuff is coming out that was publicly available and well known, apparently. So, yeah, very, very poor choice. So I don't feel Shady Vance will be there by the election. Okay, let's have a look at old Womble himself, Donald Trump. Sorry if I'm just in one of those sorts of moods. Oh, yeah. They're having second thoughts about Donald as well. So let's have a look. Show me. Show me. Will Donald Trump be on the election ballot? Be on the Republican ballot by election time? It just feels like absolute chaos breaks loose. Now, absolute chaos would be more of if Donald old Cockwomble's not on there, but let's have a look. So, will Donald Trump be on the election ballot 5th of November by the stage of the election? Oh, that one's flipped over. Oh, that one's flipped over and that one's flipped over. Okay, let's have a look. Donald. Right. Okay, let's come on down. First one out. The money is just not coming in. The grifting is not coming in. So this is the signifier. The oligarchs, I don't think they're paying. I don't think they're backing him. Challenged by finding himself restricted legally. It's a position he's put himself in, but it could also be the restriction within his own body. Okay, thank you. If you hear my guides, let me know and put a time on, because other people love it as well when when you can all concur that you heard the same thing at the same time. I'm getting that he's just turning into too much of a liability. So we've got the challenge for him is the restriction. At the foundation, we have a new plan coming forward, a big new plan coming forward. In the past, the emotional overwhelming, we've got the same for JD, but an emotional overwhelming, an emotional cleansing that brought about a new partnership potentially. But in the past, again, new beginning on an emotional level and on a partnership. So this, again, is very possibly the putting in of Shady Vance, a new plan. I don't know what they thought Vance would do for Trump. I honestly don't. It's just getting worse. And here's his heart event, his vascular event, crowning him. I'm going to say no again. I get this card every single time for him, either in a near future or outcome or overarching energy. Crowning the reading is the vascular event. Okay, immediate future. The Queen of Wands. The power of the childless cat ladies coming forward. Women speaking up. Just going to say women speaking up. Externally, his strengths. There also might be some restriction here put on by, I'm going to say no, I'm going to say externally, the strength of women. I do not know what they thought they would achieve by putting Vance in as the VP. But we've got this, I'm going to say female strength, feminine strength here. Internally, he's going to have to defend his position, but I'm going to say he's in a losing position. He hasn't got the mental acuity. He's got two different shoes on here. He's on the edge of a precipice. Hopes and fears, the apprentice behind the scenes. Working hard to bring about perhaps a different solution, or it may simply be the money trail's really going to affect him. He's, I'm going to say no. Heart event, emotional catastrophe, basically. Whether he has a I mean, he is losing the plot, and he is appearing to be having some sort of breakdown. So, no, loss, out of there. Partnership, but taking back the cup. But I'm also really drawn to, with this symbol here, the medical profession. So he may require medical help. Same place as with what we had in Shady Vance's reading, the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles mean, for me, usually our health, wealth, stability, security. This is about a nurturing card, very much a nursing card, a healing card. And then we've got justice, actions having consequences, and then something new being offered. Page of Pentacles, plotting behind the scenes occurring to bring forth a new offer. And it's going to be a lot of headlines. A lot of headlines. We've got, again, poor choice. We've got being fully exposed. And then we have the Star, the partnership, the Lover's card, partnerships, contracts, agreements, but very, very uncomfortable. The ship that was bought in. So this is telling a story here. A lot of headlines about the poor choice being exposed. The star of the partnership. The plan that came to fruition is suddenly feeling very insecure about. We've got a collective awakening and an Ace of Swords moment as it just becomes too burdensome. I do not be surprised. Then on the base we've got the Magician, walking away, Tower moment. Do not be surprised if neither Vance or Trump are on the ticket at election time. Goodness me. Are the Republicans going to have anybody on the ticket? If both of those, if they don't make the decision within the next 8 days and swap one of them out, what happens if both of them are off the ticket and the ballots are already printed? What happens? Is there just going to be nobody to vote for? Show me what would happen if both are still the nominees but don't make it to the election. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen to the Republican ballot? I don't know. It just feels so. I know the word unprecedented gets used too often at the moment, but this is new territory. Speaking of new territory, isn't Kamala an absolute maverick? And when I say maverick, she's not going. Susan Lynn did a really good reading on this the other day, in that she is not going to be a president like we have seen before. I was sitting there watching Susan and going, "Yep, yep." She's going to be very much uh, balanced and in partnership with her VP, so they will both take the lead at different times. It's why her VP pick is so important. Her VP is not going to be a uh, president in waiting. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with uh, in their own right. She's not going to do the same old, same old. She is going to be a president of the times for what is the leading forward, the Generation Z, the millennials, and even this Generation Xer is really excited. But getting back to what I was going to say, what will happen? What is the chances that there is no Republican president, vice president option on the ballot? What are the chances and what will happen if there is no president, vice president option on the printed ballot? Determinedly wants that one. Okay. I'm suddenly feeling very anxious, actually. um, Desperately trying to hold on. There are secrets that they don't want revealed, money secrets, but this is just desperately trying to hold on in the face of insecurity. Challenged by a big step, new plan moment, new messaging, foundation, decision that needs to be made about what do we do? What ship do we bring in? What just a chaotic? He's on one foot. He's on an unstable dock. He's juggling two slippery pentacles there. The ships are out to sea on what both of them in wild water. It's a what the heck do we do moment in the past. This is the Temperance card, pouring from cup to cup, trying to find balance, emotional balance, and stability. But there can also be the getting rid of the toxicity as well. Crowning this reading, the Ace of Pentacles, but dripping through their fingers. What was on offer, this powerful force that was on offer, has turned out to be fool's gold. He is Trump himself in the immediate future in regards to this. King of Pentacles. Externally, the sword of truth cutting through the crown. Internally, about the control, cutting through the my way or the highway emperor. We've got feminine strengths in the hopes and fears, the childless cat women, and we've got his health event. Again, health event. I'm getting health with this one as well. It can be raising money, it can be grifting, it can be giving and receiving help, but I'm feeling it's very much medical help, perhaps. Breakdown, an emotional breakdown, new beginning, karma coming and biting him on the bum. And you've got the dark money, those behind the scenes, trying to come up with a new plan. A lot of headlines about this, a lot of headlines. And then we've got the new start, a new journey, but it can also be foolishness, not looking and falling off the cliff and taking the little supporters with them. Yeah, we've got the government, Page of Swords, full illumination of this poor choice, moving on from this nightmare situation, finding their back up against the wall. There are so many ways this can play. They're not going to tell me a final solution just yet because there's a lot of on and off ramps that can come into play. But again, I've got where did he go? The Trump figure with this over him, his health issue over him. Again, I've been saying this for 2 years. I don't think his health is going to get him to the election in one piece. But quite what behind the scenes happens if neither Cockwomble or Shady are there. Okay, thank you. What I'm getting is there are too many variables, is what I'm being told. One of which is whether the Democrats say yes, and the courts will say yes, you can replace after the cutoff date. Ooh, this is just going to be wild. Absolutely wild. What have you got? 90 something days. Buckle your seatbelts and hang on, people. It is going to be crazy. Okay, let's see how it plays out. Love to you all. Catch you shortly.